is such a massive source of burnout to constantly feel obligated to do certain things because you want to satisfy someone else's needs or desires, and it's not good for you. It's not sustainable. Imagine doing this. Imagine living like that for the next 40 years. So you're experiencing burnout. Well, or at least I'm assuming you are since you clicked on this video. Don't worry, I was right there with you. A couple months ago in April, I was literally at one of the worst points of my mental health ever. I'm making this video specifically targeting people in their early 20s, those who are maybe in college and you're about to enter into this phase of your life after undergrad, people who are already in a 9-to-5 job, maybe you're applying to grad school right now. It's such a tricky place to be in when you're experiencing burnout because you just can't stop doing these things, right? Like for me, I have a 9-to-5 job. I can't stop going to my 9-to-5 job. I still have to pay the bills. I support myself, right? And so it was especially difficult getting out of this burnout slump, this point of my life where things were just so bad when you can't stop doing the thing that is particularly burning you out. So I'm hoping that the things in this video will help you get out of a point where you are experiencing burnout and hopefully start to feel like yourself again. I will add this disclaimer, I am not a mental health professional. If you feel like you are so burnt out that you are literally about to snap, like you are not yourself anymore, but you just genuinely, you're at a point where you are exhibiting very concerning behavior, like extremely concerning behavior, please do not watch this video. Please seek professional help. I will try to include some resources down in the description and hopefully those are helpful to you. But for those who feel like you're just at that point where you're about to be burnt out, or you're at a point where you're just starting to recognize the signs of yourself being burnt out, these are strategies that will hopefully help you as someone who's in their early to mid 20s, in college or with a full-time job, to help you recover from burnout. The first thing that I did that was necessary for me to do, and I know I'm gonna sound crazy when I say this, but get rid of all other unrequired tasks in your life and just focus on the essentials. Yes, you're gonna feel like a zombie. Yes, you're gonna be so resentful in the beginning. For me, the number one thing that was driving me to be burnt out was the fact that I was so dedicated to content creation, so dedicated to wanting to do the things that I really enjoyed in life, that it was driving me insane that work was taking up so much time that I had no time to do these things. And so I had to take a break. I took a break from content creation, took a break from a lot of my hobbies, and I was just going to work, eating food, doing all the essential self-care and just focusing on those things. I know, again, this sounds crazy, but in the beginning, at least for the first couple of weeks, I feel like this is essential so you're not driving yourself insane trying to do everything in a day, which is probably a leading factor to your burnout. My next piece of advice is to create a stress-free environment. One of the reasons why I was feeling burnt out is because my environment, my space, my apartment was just constantly in this state of a mess. I also have anxiety on top of having burnout, and which is not a great combo at all. And my space was definitely a reflection of that. But at the same time, my space being a reflection of my anxious mind was just causing me to experience more mental burnout because I felt like I constantly had to get stuff done. I felt like my room is a mess, so therefore I have to get up and do stuff, but I was so exhausted already from doing everything else in the day, going to work and being overwhelmed with work, that it just was making me even more exhausted. My brain could not rest. So it's really important that your environment is stress-free. If it's like me and it's a messy space, make sure it's clean. If you are living in an environment where there's stressful people, whether it's family members, roommates, etc., try to find a space outside of your living situation that can be your stress-free environment, whether it's a nature-y area like a park, whether it's a library, somewhere where you can just calm yourself and just forget about the world's problems for just a minute. And on that note, number 3 is to practice meditation or deep breathing. I'm not doing meditation. It's something I'm working up to, but I have started practicing just deep mindful breathing, sitting down, not thinking of anything, clearing your mind, just letting yourself and your brain pause for once instead of constantly feeling like you have to get things done. I think meditation and mindful breathing is just such a perfect way to take a break without actually doing anything, because sometimes the best break we need is to literally do nothing, not scroll on social media, not talk to people, literally just do nothing. Think of nothing, breathe, just be at peace, and that will help clear your mind. Number 4 is journaling and venting. And what I mean by venting is you don't actually have to have a person to vent to. I completely understand that not everyone has that sort of support system. What I mean by venting is literally getting your phone, like here's my phone, recording yourself, like just talk. Like you're gonna sound crazy or maybe seem crazy and it's gonna be weird at first, but literally just sit here, record yourself and just talk. Pretend you're doing like a story time or event on social media and just talk about all the things that just is grinding your gears that way. I think doing that or journaling is a really good way to just get your mind off of things. One of the main things that I personally experienced with burnout was constantly just having things on my mind. Like there were things that were grinding my gears so much that I had to get off my chest. If I didn't get off my chest, it would literally drive me crazy. And so doing this is a really good way to get it off your chest and hopefully help you rid yourself of those thoughts that are literally driving you insane. Number 5 is therapy. Now that seems really simple, but oh my God, the number of people that I've met who literally just don't think they need therapy, like, babe, you need therapy. It can help you so much. Even if you don't think you need it, just try scheduling one meeting and see how it goes. You can shop around with therapists. You can cycle through if one person is not right for you. You can pick the identity of your therapist or someone that you think will relate to you more. For me, therapy has saved my life multiple times. This past cycle of burnout I was experiencing, it was so bad. It was so bad. I literally almost took a leave of absence from work. Doing all the things I said before, plus therapy, which I'm still doing therapy to this day, has been so helpful. Having someone to actually talk to on top of doing the venting, on top of doing the journaling, can be so beneficial to you. And I want to make sure that you are here tomorrow. I want to make sure that you are here for many, many, many more days to come. And therapy might be one of the best things for you. So just try it out if you never experienced it. And if you are currently going to therapy, be honest with your therapist. So just try it out, and I hope that that is something that will help you. The next piece of advice I have is to get more sleep. Oh my gosh. The sleep deprivation is real, especially if you are in school, especially if you have a job and those things are just keeping you up at every waking hour. Whether it's you actually doing stuff or it's you constantly thinking about those things so you can't sleep. It is so important to fit sleep into your schedule. And it's probably the number one reason why people experience burnout as strongly as they do. It is an essential part of our health to get sleep, so please get sleep. However, with that being said, no bed rotting. We don't want to be stuck in bed. Get up and move around. Go for a walk if you have a walkable environment around you. If you don't, maybe go to the gym, hit the treadmill, just walk at a slow pace. Moving around is so essential because just like meditation, just like mindful breathing, it helps you take your mind off of things. You move your body around, which can help you feel less tense. Movement is so key to helping ourselves just feel better. And the next piece of advice ties into that, but take walks in the middle of the day. This is something that I started doing a little bit, but I'm definitely gonna make a more regular part of my routine. Literally just getting up out of the office after I'm staring at the screen all day and just go take like a 5 to 10 minute walk. Especially if you have such a sedentary lifestyle, it's really important again that we are implementing exercise, implementing movement in our routine so we're not feeling so tense, so we're not feeling so stressed in our body. Most people don't realize that stress and burnout is felt physically as well. Stomach aches, if you're getting headaches a lot, if you're teeth clenching. With burnout, moving your body, making sure you're just feeling more relaxed and loose is gonna help you and go so far. Now, you may be wondering, Liz, in the beginning you said get rid of all unnecessary things. And as I said, it is not a permanent fixture that you need to have in your life. It is important to do things that actually bring you joy. So now, after the first couple of weeks where we've done everything we could to make ourselves feel less stressed, make our bodies feel more relaxed, clearing our minds, making sure we're getting sleep, now we're implementing hobbies again. And the way this should look is to do hobbies that you actually enjoy. As I was saying, it was really difficult for me to fit content creation into my 9 to 5 job schedule that I had. And it was the main reason why I was burning out, because I love content creation, but fitting it into my 9 to 5 schedule it literally felt impossible. But I realized that part of the reason why I was feeling burnt out was the content that I was making wasn't actually content that I wanted to make. It was content that I felt like I had to make. And it wasn't bringing me genuine joy. So what I did, I gave content creation a break. I just stopped doing it for months on here. I had literally haven't uploaded for 6 months. Started doing other hobbies, like I tried air dry clay. It is literally so much fun. I started going to the gym again, which I love doing. And I started cooking again. All very stress-free, all very fun activities, at least for myself. And for you, I recommend just pulling out a piece of paper, open the memo on your phone, write down what are some things that genuinely bring you joy, things that will not add on to the stress that you already have in your life. And try to find a way to literally implement that into your daily schedule. Whether you're allocating literally 15 to 20 minutes for it before you sleep at night, something that will allow you to just feel happiness in the midst of whatever thing is literally driving you crazy and the cause of your burnout. My next piece of advice ties into my last one a little bit, and it's so important, and it's something that I'm still dealing with in my life, something that I'm starting to rid from my life. The actions, activities, hobbies, things that you are doing in your life, do them because you want to do them. Make sure you're doing them because you actually want to do them, not because you feel like you have to do them. As I was talking about before with content creation, one of the reasons why I was feeling myself burn out was because I was making content that I felt like I had to make. I was like trying to crack this code of like, oh, this is the type of content that goes viral. Oh, this is the type of content that actually gets views. But it wasn't actually the content that I was wanting to make. This can also show up with like parents pressuring you to do certain things, with certain people pressuring you or pushing you to make certain decisions in your life, and you feel obligated to do those things. For myself, for my friends, for people I know, like it is such a massive source of burnout to constantly feel obligated to do certain things because you want to satisfy someone else's needs or desires, and it's not good for you. It's not sustainable. Imagine doing this. Imagine living like that for the next 40 years until you retire, right? Like that's not a healthy way to live. Do things for yourself. Do things because you want to, not because someone else wants you to. And I understand that it's more complicated than that. That's why you need to talk to a therapist. There are therapists who specialize in this. So make sure you're doing stuff for you. And lastly, stop comparing yourself to other people. Oh my God. When people say comparison is a thief of joy, they are dead serious. One of the reasons why I was experiencing so much burnout as well, and one of the reasons why I was so miserable, was because I was constantly comparing myself to the people around me. For myself, I was so resentful of the fact that I had to start a 9 to 5 job the minute I graduated from college because I grew up in a lower income environment. I didn't have the privilege of going on a month-long vacation to Europe the minute I graduated, or just having a gap year at home where I do nothing. And if that is something that you have the privilege afforded to you, period, as you should, please go do those things. But for a lot of us, that's not our reality. And it can become very exhausting constantly comparing yourself to people who do have that reality for themselves. And if that's something that you're doing, stop. Stop, because you're just gonna drive yourself crazy. And I know that we are living in an era as Gen Zers. We are watching Gen Z influencers buy homes. I saw this one influencer who was on TikTok, and she literally bought a house the minute she graduated from high school in Texas. I'm sorry, like that is the reality that we're living in, that millions of TikTok followers will get you a mortgage. But we can't compare our lives to them. The select lucky few who get to live that reality, comparing ourselves to them is literally it's just gonna make you miserable. So I really hope this video gave you some ways to pull yourself out of that, because burnout is scary and it's a really dangerous and real thing. And as Gen Zers who are in college, working in the workforce, we can't stop going to college. We can't stop going to work. I will add though, if you do feel like that it is literally impossible to find peace where you are at, whether it's in your current career field, whether it's in school, maybe think about taking a break from those things. I know it's really difficult, but again, I recommend talking to a therapist about it, or talking it out with them. Maybe switch majors if you're in college, but do what needs to be done for you. Thank you for watching. I will be pivoting my content if this wasn't apparent in this video. I'm not gonna become a mental health channel, but this needed to be said for myself, who just went through one of the worst periods of burnout in my life. And I hope that this video was helpful for you that is probably also experiencing burnout. And I hope you find a way out of it soon as well. Thank you for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one.